If your portfolio is basically just Google, Nvidia, and Tesla, I need to say this carefully but seriously. You might not lose money next week, but you could miss the next decade. Let's do a quick thought experiment. Go back to 2000. Someone tells you the internet will reshape the world. Most people would laugh. Go back to 2010. Someone tells you AI will rewrite how people work, learn, create, and even make decisions. Most people would call that hype. Now it's obvious. But in real time, most people don't recognize a trend until it's already expensive. That's the difference between retail money and top capital. Smart money doesn't sit in regret. They position early, years early, before the crowd shows up. And that's why this video is different. No recycled hype. No already overpriced, already crowded trades. Today, we're talking about a theme Wall Street has been quietly building around, while most retail investors barely notice it. The space economy. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley have both pointed toward the same big picture. By 2040, the space economy has a real chance to cross $1 trillion. And this is not about moon landings. This is about the next layer of infrastructure: 6G communication, global sensing and data, Earth scale monitoring, and the foundation for the Internet of Everything. Right now, I'm watching three unicorn style companies. The market still treats like they're niche, but they sit right inside the lifeblood of low Earth orbit systems. And I'm going to explain them clearly, layer by layer, so you understand the logic, the opportunity, and the risks. Quick favor before we start. If you want more deep breakdowns like this, early, non consensus opportunities, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Every like tells the algorithm you're here to think long term. I'm Lynn. Let's get into it. 1. Rocket Lab RKLB, the space Ferrari with a hidden moat. First up, Rocket Lab. Ticker RKLB. Rocket Lab is known by many insiders as the Ferrari of space, and globally, outside of SpaceX, there are very few companies that can launch frequently and do it with stable, repeatable commercialization. That word matters: stable, not cool PowerPoint. Real launches, real customers, real track record. Rocket Lab's Electron rocket has completed dozens of successful missions, placing hundreds of satellites into low Earth orbit. But here's the thing most people miss: Rocket Lab isn't just a launch company. Roughly two-thirds of their revenue doesn't even come from launching rockets. It comes from their space systems business, meaning they can launch your satellite, sure, but they can also build the satellite for you. Components, subsystems, flight software, and control. Here's the simplest analogy. In a gold rush, some companies sell you a ride to the mine. Rocket Lab sells you the ride and the shovel and the tent and the supplies. That full stack position is hard to replace. And now the big catalyst: Neutron. Neutron is Rocket Lab's next generation rocket, built to go head to head with Falcon 9. If Neutron's first flight succeed over the next 1 to 2 years, and it enters commercial operations, Rocket Lab's cost structure can change fast and the profit model can scale. The market still prices Rocket Lab like it's just rockets. But the real story is Evolution, a space infrastructure platform. That gap between perception and reality, that's where opportunity often lives. Now, if Rocket Lab is the company that helps build the roads into space, the next company is about something even closer to your daily life. 2. AST Space Mobile, ASTS, satellite broadband direct to your phone. If you've ever driven into remote mountains or traveled offshore, you know the moment. Your phone goes from bars to nothing. No service. And in extreme situations, that's not just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. Here's the reality: traditional cellular networks cover less than 20% of Earth's surface. The other 80%, oceans, deserts, mountains, are still coverage blind spots. So the big question is, can you use the normal 5G phone in your pocket to connect directly to satellites without buying a bulky satellite phone, without adding a new device, without changing the chip? That's exactly what AST Space Mobile is building. Ticker ASTS. Their goal is direct to smartphone cellular broadband, not emergency only texting, broadband. Swipe videos in the desert, video call from a cruise ship, stay connected anywhere you can see the sky. Their core tech is a massive space based antenna, basically moving a cell tower into low Earth orbit. And yes, 2 years ago, people called it impossible. But the turning point came with their prototype satellite, Blue Walker 3. They demonstrated voice calls and high speed data using a normal smartphone via satellite. That's not just a tech milestone, That's a potential reset of the telecom business model. And here's what makes the strategy even smarter. AST isn't trying to replace telecom operators. They're partnering with them. They've built deep relationships with major players like AT&T and Vodafone. For the operator, it's instant value. Plug into AST and claim dramatically wider coverage. For AST, it's a shortcut to scale. They don't need to chase consumers one by one. Operators already have billions of subscribers, even if only 1% of global phone users. Pay a few extra dollars a month for true no dead zone connectivity. The revenue potential becomes massive. And this track has real barriers: patents, engineering, time. A 3 to 5 year lead can decide who survives. So far, we have Rocket Lab helps send things up. IST helps connect. Now, the third company is about seeing and turning Earth data into cash flow. 3. Planet Labs, PL, the search engine for Earth. We live in a world where data is pricing power. On the ground, you can't watch everything. There are blind spots everywhere. But with a large satellite fleet scanning Earth continuously, you start seeing the world with fewer blind spots than ever. That's Planet Labs, ticker PL, often called the search engine for Earth. They operate one of the largest commercial satellite fleets in orbit, and they can image huge portions of the planet on a frequent basis. Here's how that becomes real money. Hedge funds can buy satellite data to estimate factory activity before earnings, like monitoring parking lots and shipments. Commodity traders use imagery to predict crop output by analyzing farmland changes before official statistics. Insurance companies use it to assess damage after hurricanes, floods, and wildfires faster and more accurately. And Planet's real business isn't selling photos, it's selling subscription data products, image-based analytics that businesses build workflows around. That means stable revenue and high renewals. And with AI, it gets even stronger. AI can flag changes quickly: more ships in a port, new construction, deforestation patterns, or signals that are hard to replicate from the ground. So Planet Labs isn't just aerospace, it's big data plus AI delivered from orbit. Why this matters now. For a long time, space was synonymous with burning money. But now commercialization is turning on. Launch costs have fallen. Satellites are cheaper and smaller. Manufacturing is getting standardized. The space economy is moving from concept to commercial loop. But I have to be responsible here. Space investing is not a dinner party. It's high risk, high volatility, and high complexity. 3 risks you must respect. First, technical risk: launch failures, satellite failures. One accident can smash a stock in a day. Second, capital risk: these companies are still building. They may need funding before cash flow fully turns positive. Third, regulatory risk: spectrum rules, orbital resources, space debris policies. Governments can shape timelines, so should you rush in? My answer: no. The rational approach is position sizing. Allocate maybe 5% to 10% of a portfolio, treat it like a long-term option on a major infrastructure shift. If it fails, it doesn't wreck your life. If it works, it can be life-changing. But don't all in. That's gambling, not investing. The big picture. This is an infrastructure upgrade. Look at history. The biggest wealth transfers usually follow infrastructure upgrades. Exploration era, ships and shipping. Railway era, steel and rail. Internet era, fiber, networks, platforms. Now infrastructure is extending from Earth into space. Low orbit satellite networks are like space fiber. Reusable rockets are like space railways. And these 3 companies represent 3 essential roles. Rocket Lab sends it up. AST connects, Planet sees. They don't directly compete, they complement. That's why, as a package, they look like a real space economy puzzle. Closing question plus CTA. So here's my question to you. Do you think in the next 10 years, the space economy becomes like AI today? From sounds far away to everywhere? And would you pay an extra cup of coffee each month for a phone signal that never drops? Drop your honest answer in the comments. If today's breakdown helped you, hit like. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Because in the next video, I'll break down another track that's accelerating fast, and in my opinion, it might be even crazier than space. Last line before I go: people who can see the future are the ones who actually get to have a future. Put these 3 on your watch list: RKLB, ASTS, PL. Study them, track them, Understand them. Opportunity rewards the prepared mind. I'm Lynn. See you in the next video.